My journey started in 1998. I was working as the education officer at the College of Medicine at Sultan Qaboos University. I would say I was a very fit person, exercising regularly, and married to a man who set up the orthopedic and trauma services in Oman. But unfortunately, life seldom proceeds according to one's plans. During my normal medical checkup, I was struck by thyroid cancer diagnosis, which was a turning point in my life. The life-changing diagnosis shattered my plans overnight. At the time, oncology treatment was not available in Oman. Thanks to His Majesty's policies and generosity, I was able to go abroad for my treatment. With my family's love and support of friends, I managed to get through the treatment, and in 6 months, I returned back to my work at the university. Just during my follow-up up to 6 months to be struck with 2 more cancers. This, of course, was a very difficult period in my life, both physically and emotionally. I thought I'll never see my family again, and I'll never be able to come back to my home again. But one thing I was able to do during that time is have a lot of time to think about my future. I returned to Oman after 6 months to find people talking about religion more than the disease itself, cancer disease. They treated me as if I've been punished by God. That's why I had cancer. During these encounters, I decided that I had to do something about it. So I took medical retirement from my job at Sultan Qaboos University. I gathered like-minded people and cancer survivors, and we decided just to set up an unofficial meeting just to see brainstorm and see what people think about this disease. Because the vibes I was getting is that you only get this disease because you're punished, and also it's a death sentence. Nobody survives from this disease. So I felt I had to do something about it. We organized an informal meeting, and we were expecting only about few women will turn up. To my amazement, 200 women turned up, all hungry for information. That's when I decided that we had to do something. And it gave me hope. We can create an open discussion to talk about this disease and spread awareness in the Sultanate. In 2004, we were registered as the National Association for Cancer Awareness by the Ministry of Social Development. Its main objective was to support cancer patients, to bring awareness, and by support I mean both spiritually and medically, and also to bring education to the public about this disease, that it is not a death sentence. Since breast cancer is the most prevalent cancer in Oman, and the mortality is always going up, and we are noticing that younger people compared to the developing world are affected by breast cancer. And who gets breast cancer? It's a woman, the nucleus of the family. So we decided as a group, since we are already registered, to build a mobile mammography unit. Unfortunately, it took 7 years to raise the funds to build this unit, but we managed to finish it with the help of the corporate companies, individual, also volunteers, and people who believed in our cause. And it is a mobile unit, as I said, and we use it not as just a screening tool, but we used it to educate the public, because this subject, unfortunately, until today, is a stigma and is a taboo. Up to date, we have already screened 15,000 women. These women would never have had a mammography done or screening done. But because we took the service to them, we took the visit to their doorstep, and we brought awareness before we introduced the service, they were confident to use the mammogram, and they were asking to use the service. And this, of course, is all due to the support from the community, the support from the Women Association. Normally, every week I visit the oncology outpatient department, and I just sit with the patients. relatives and the patients, just to see how we can help. What is the problem? Because the doctors give them the treatment, but really they don't have time to sit and listen to them and counsel them. And I realized that most of the patients, especially mothers, were not bringing their children back for their follow-ups. Why? Because they could not afford the hotel accommodation. So we decided to set up Dar al-Hanan, a home away from home. We house 16 families. We provide for their meals for free. We shuttle them to the hospital and back. We have counselors who come and sit with the parents. It is like a home. It's not a hospital. And these children don't need to be admitted. They are just coming up for their change of protocols or just to see a doctor, just to make sure they're all right. Because, of course, once you have this disease, there are follow-ups for the rest of your life. And we house all families. We don't choose Omanis or non-Omanis. We have families from Yemen, we have families from Kuwait who are here for some reason, for second opinion, whatever. And we don't choose just Omanis or expats. Anyone is good. The doors are open, but they have to be referred from the hospital. Up to date, we've already housed over 300 families. Alhamdulillah. We need a bigger Dar al-Hanan. Also, it enables the parents to have one thing less to worry about, because the father can bring the family and go back and work. While if the family doesn't have anywhere to stay, then he has to stay with the family. What happens? He misses his job. That means economically they're going to be affected. So really this is something that has really helped the community. The mobile unit, actually before I should have said that it has won the first prize of Sultan Qaboos Prize and also the UN Gender Community Prize. In 2013 we decided to change the association name. The reason being our portfolio has changed. We are not just awareness. We wanted to do training. We started palliative care training. This is the first time working together with the Ministry of Health. And why we thought that this was necessary, because when somebody is terminal ill, it doesn't have to be on cancer, anything, any disease, they don't want to be in hospital. They need to be surrounded by their loved ones. So, alhamdulillah, so far we've already, through the funding of corporate companies, we've already trained 90 nurses, intermediate courses. We're going to give them advanced courses, and from there we'll choose 3 who are going to be master trainers so that they can come back and train the rest of the nurses. There has been remarkable strides by the government, especially the Ministry of Health. Cancer treatment is for free. It is very expensive. But this is the vision of His Majesty and the love for his people. Expatriates have to pay, unfortunately, but we are very lucky. That period where I had to go through 3 cancer treatments, I had a lot of time to think about the future. What can I do to help my community? What can I do so that we take away the stigma? And as you say, it's true. I could have just chosen like everybody else and just be in the closet. But one thing I had, and that is my family. My 5 children, my husband were all supporting me, and my family, extended family. And they knew what my passion was. Because during that period, actually, I was in hospital and having the treatment, the gruesome treatment. It's not easy to go there. It gives you time to think. I prayed to God, and I promised during that time that if I get through these cancers, I will devote my time towards bringing awareness to this disease. And I think I built up that passion. And it's in me. I mean, I think my children have already warned me, if we hear anything now during the lunch table or dinner table about Oman Cancer Association, then we are not going to sit with you to eat. But they've always been there. My friends, when we go to wedding or anywhere I sit, they say, please, one thing, don't talk about the association if you sit next to it. But it's in me. I breathe and live the association in this day because I've gone through it. I know what it is like to go through this disease. Nobody can tell you that. No many people say, you'll be all right, don't worry, you'll get through it. No, you have to go through it yourself to believe it. But when you have a supportive family like what I had, which was very lucky, it was easier for me. So I was able to carry out my passion, and they were there behind me to support me. And for me, my priority is my family. And I'm very proud to be able to balance between giving time for my family and giving time to something I really am passionate about, and that is awareness for this disease. The obstacles that I encountered were nothing to do me as a woman, but what I was advocating for. and that is the disease, because it's a taboo, it's a stigma. The first time in Oman a woman comes out and says, I have breast cancer, and I'm willing to talk about it. So really, these were the obstacles, not because I was a woman, it's because of the disease I was advocating for. Nothing to do because it just happened. Men get breast cancer as well. Why they didn't come out and talk about it. So really, I felt that the obstacles were not just because I'm a woman, but because of what I was advocating for. You have tremendous power if you believe in yourself. Do not wait for someone else to give you permission to pursue your dreams and your goals. You have to follow your passion. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. And don't wait for somebody to give you permission. You don't need permission. Especially here in Oman, mashallah, women, we have rights, we have all the rights, and in Islamic religion as well, women have all the rights, but we tend to be, because of the upbringing, it's the social aspect of it. Always a girl should be at home, this is a play with a doll, and the boy should be the engineer and go out to work. But it's changing. The young people now who are, they're going to university, they travel abroad, they have a wider perspective of life. It doesn't mean that you have to argue. I don't believe men and women are equal at all. We are not equal. God has made us different, but our minds are the same. You don't have to say, I'm a woman, that means I can't achieve this or that. It's how your passion, how hard you work with dignity, you believe in yourself, and this is the way I think that we'll go forward as women. Having a strong network is very important. And also, knowing when to wear the hat and to balance your life so that you don't just do one thing. Find your passion and fulfill your God-given potential. Everyone has something to offer. Go for it. As for the future, I believe it is bright for women. The Sultanate even celebrates National Women's Day on the 16th of October. Oman practices a deliberate policy of inclusiveness for women, particularly in the political and socio-economic spheres, and continues to build on this good track record. We see almost weekly our girls being recognized for their achievement, either in business or science or academia. Yes, there exists troubled trends in certain areas of the globe, but if we address them together from a humanitarian perspective, not necessarily a woman perspective per se, I'm sure we can accomplish wonders. Yes, we believe together we can do it, certainly. No one can do anything by themselves. We need to work together. We need to have confidence as women, and we can do anything. نحن قادرات. Yes, together we can do it.